Hello, loves. Welcome to day 6 of the 7 Treats from Cupid series. And welcome to the Hares and Daffodils Homestead Kitchen. If you're new to the channel, my name is Kate. If you're returning to the channel, welcome. It's good to see you guys again. Today we are making Sally's Vanilla Bean Shortbread Iced Cookies. I'm excited. I love a good, strong vanilla shortbread cookie, that nice hard crisp of the cookie, that snap. Ooh, love it, love it, love it. I've got 2 sizes of cookie cutters out here and don't know which size we'll be using, but we might use both. I don't know. But let's get started. I've already got my stand mixer out and ready to use. First thing we are going to do is we're going to get 2 1/4 cups of AP flour, our baking soda, our baking powder. Ooh, big difference. We need a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Alrighty, and we're going to go ahead and set this aside for right now because we don't need it just yet, but we will need it. Alrighty, next up in our stand mixer with the paddle attachment, we are going to beat our butter and sugar on high for 3 minutes. We need 12 tablespoons of butter, so that's 1.5 sticks. Let me go ahead and get this into the good old stand mixer here. There we go. And I even went so far as to buy some sanding sugar. I got white, it looks like an ice white, a hot pink, and a brilliant red. So we can use those to decorate our cookies as well after we ice them. Woo, I'm excited. Alrighty, so we got our 3/4 cup, 12 tablespoons butter. We've got, and we need our sugar, 3/4 cup of sugar. Whoops, forgot to pull the sugar out. Alrighty. There's that. And we're going to whisk this on high for 3 minutes. Well, it helps if you plug in the unit. Come on now. Ooh, having a moment. I just added in 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla bean paste as well. I'm sorry, 1 teaspoon of vanilla bean paste. Alrighty. Next up, we've got we've already got our sugar, our butter, and our vanilla bean paste. This recipe also calls for a vanilla bean extract, the vanilla extract as well as the paste. So it calls, I'm telling you, this cookie is a good punch of vanilla, the shortbread. Woo, I'm excited. So we need to add in our egg and our vanilla extract. So there's our vanilla extract. And there's our egg. And while I've got this stand mixer off, I am just going to scrape down the sides, just to make sure everything is well incorporated. Luna, are you causing trouble? Baby girl. She's just rubbing on everything. She is my little kitchen helper. She just wants to be right wherever we are. Alrighty, let's put this on for another 1 or 2 minutes. Make sure everything's well incorporated. Lock and roll. Alrighty, now we're going to add in all of our dry ingredients. And the recipe does say that the dough will look and be a little bit soft, and that is a-okay. If you are uncomfortable with that, the recipe does say that we can add in 1 extra tablespoon of flour just to help tighten it up just a little bit. So let's add in our dry ingredients and we'll see how it looks. I'm going to go ahead and start this on low and slow. Luna, babe, what are you doing? All right, it looks like that's just incorporated. And the dough looks to be a little soft, but I don't think it needs an extra tablespoon of flour. I think we are really okay. Go ahead and just scrape. She's getting into stuff, I tell ya. She's my little mischief maker for sure. Thank goodness she doesn't cook. Ooh. All righty. We are going to take the dough out of our bowl and we are going to divide it into 2. You can see all the, oh my gosh, you can see all the flecks from the vanilla bean paste and the vanilla extract, that homemade vanilla extract. You can see all the vanilla flecks. Oh, this is going to be good. I know you guys can't really see this right now, but this is going to be good. Alrighty. Got everything out of our bowl, so we're going to keep proceeding here. Alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and get in here with my hands. And I'm working on a piece of parchment paper just because I wanted to make sure that I was on a releasable surface. So let's go ahead and get this broken down into 2. Alrighty. And place each portion on a lightly floured surface. Roll to a 1/4 inch thickness. So let me get out a little bit of my AP flour. I don't need very much. And I already have my rolling pin, my measured rolling pin out. That's already adjusted to a 1/4 inch thickness by the little red doodads on the end of it, so that way I know I'm getting that exact height, especially for cutout cookies. We really want to make sure that we're maintaining our consistency for cookie cutouts. Make sure everything bakes at the exact same temperature. Add a little bit more flour. Got some bits sticking to my Okay, let's see here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fold over my parchment paper. There we go. And I'm going to pull out a second piece of parchment paper and do the exact same thing that I just did. Just need to add a little bit more flour right there. Alrighty. Now comes the hard part, folks. Now we need to hurry up and wait. We got to put this in the refrigerator for 1 to 2 hours. Why, you may ask? Because this has so much butter in it. We don't want to use any cookie cutter cutouts and then put this immediately into the oven at room temperature, because the cookie dough itself is going to spread. So we want to go ahead and put this in the refrigerator, let that butter tighten up and get hard again. So that way, when we use our cookie cutter cutouts and make some hearts out of them, we'll be able to keep that heart formation and keep that cookie as a very distinct shape. Whether you do these in shamrocks, whether you do these in Santa's heads or reindeers, just anything like that. We're going to put this in the fridge for any of our cookie cutter cutouts. So we'll be back in about an hour to 2 hours, whenever this has been in the refrigerator long enough for that butter to tighten back up. Hello, loves, and we're back. Our dough has been in the refrigerator for about an hour and a half-ish, and it is nice and hard. So we are ready to use our cookie cutter shapes and punch out some beautiful little hearts. Trying to figure out which side is the safe side to cut out on these. There's always one sharper side and one. Okay, I think I've got it. Oops. But these do punch out quite nicely, so this is wonderful. Yeah, there is no soft side to this cookie cutter. They both hurt like the dickens. Oh well, oh well, oh well. I like the uniformity to them, though. At least that's working out nicely. And if you see the tripod moving or the camera moving or anything, Dobby is making his presence known here in the kitchen. So my boy is deciding to rub on the tripod. So I apologize for the disturbance and the force for that one. I don't know how many cookies this will yield, because obviously it depends on the shape and size of your cookie cutter and everything like that. So I'm hoping to get dozen and a half. I'm optimistic, but we shall see. But while these are baking, I can roll roll all this together and get it back in the refrigerator. Do need another piece of parchment paper. Excuse me for just a minute. Need to run into my pantry here. Hi, Dobby Dobby. Hi, Dobby baby. I've got 9 out of the first batch. That's not too shabby at all. And that I will definitely take. Okay, waiting for my oven to preheat to 350. These are going to go into the oven for 11 to 12 minutes. So I will see you guys back here when I'm pulling these out of the oven, and I'll show you what they look like. Alrighty, loves. I know these were said to be put in between 11 and 12. I chose 11. And they are a beautiful, beautiful light golden brown on the very bottom of them. So they, so they are done, and they feel done to the touch. And I think we're good to get these cooling. I can't wait to decorate these. These are going to be so much fun to decorate. Do you guys decorate cookies any other time of year other than Christmas? Let me know down below in the comments if you do. I'm always curious as to the holidays that people decorate cookies for, and I know everyone's all about eggs at Easter time and things like that, and I just curious. And I know initially this recipe called for these to be placed 3 inches apart to prevent spreading. These didn't spread even an eighth of an inch. So I'm just gonna go ahead and load the tray up. And get the rest of my cookies back in the fridge to stay nice and ice cold. And we'll come back again in 11 minutes when these are done. Okay, ready. Alrighty, loves. This is our last batch of the vanilla bean shortbread cookies coming out of the oven. And I tell you, my entire house smells like vanilla. I absolutely love this. Love the smell of it. I'm going to let these cookies cool down for quite a while. Make sure that they are room temperature, and I might actually stick them in the refrigerator for a little bit too. Just make sure that they are plenty cool to the touch. And then we're going to come back and we're going to ice these and use some sprinkles and go about that route. So I will see you when we come back to mix up our vanilla bean icing. Hello, loves, and welcome back. It's actually the next day of day 6 here, working on the frosting, the icing for our homemade vanilla bean shortbread cookies that we've cut out into hearts. I've got them all in a tin down the way here. They're completely room temperature. We did them yesterday. We baked them up yesterday, so we are good to go. We're good to start our icing right now today and ice all those little hearts up. So let's get started. In my stand mixer, I've got a 1.5 cups or 12 tablespoons of butter room temperature mixed with, that was a cat running, mixed with a tablespoon of vanilla bean paste, because this recipe also calls for vanilla bean extract as well, which I've got out. But we're going to add in 3 cups of powdered sugar first before we get too much further along. I don't know why, for me, powdered sugar just goes everywhere. I need to invest in one of those little pouring shields that attach to the side of the KitchenAid stand mixer here and help utilize that for me to pour ingredients into the bowl. Oops. Okay, there's 2 cups. And we just need 1 more cup of powdered sugar. Okay, let me clean up my powdered sugar mess here. Try to clean as I go, you know me. Don't like a big mess in the kitchen. Alrighty, we're going to add in 3 tablespoons of milk. It calls for heavy whipping cream, but my heavy whipping cream smelled a little off. I don't know when I opened the container, so I'm not testing it. I'm just gonna move on to milk and add in just a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So we've got butter, vanilla paste, I've already added in, powdered sugar, heavy cream or milk, vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt. But we're going to taste it first before we add in that pinch of salt. That pinch of salt will help us temper down some of that cloyingly sweetness of it all. I don't know why, but all my cats are absolutely bonkers right now. I don't know if it was the stand mixer going. I don't know what it is, but they're absolutely crazy. Alrighty, let's give this a taste test and see how it's doing. You can see all the vanilla bean flecks from both the extract and the paste. This is going to be such a beautiful. I just shoved my hand into the. Glad my hands are clean. Okay, let's try that again, folks. Without shoving my hand back in the frosting. As much as I wash my hands in this kitchen. All right, I'm just scraping down the sides here. Okay, let's give it a small taste test. You can taste the butter, you can taste the vanilla, you can definitely smell the vanilla. You can taste the powdered sugar, it's not grainy. I think I'm going to add just the tiniest dash of salt, see if that will help. Help bring out some of that, or temper down some of that sweetness. All Alrighty, we're good to go. We're good to put this. I've already prepared a disposable pastry bag with an Atico 21 tip on it. It's a medium-sized star tip that we're actually going to use to decorate some of our cookies with. I'm going to go ahead and, using my spatula, I'm going to get some of the frosting into the bag here, and then I'm going to set this in the refrigerator to let it set up a little bit because the frosting is really, really soft. And I want it to harden just a smidgen. So, alrighty, loves, let's go ahead and fill our pastry bag. Okay, I may have filled it just a wee bit too far, but that's okay because I can always work out some of this. Let me get this in the refrigerator real fast. Alrighty, with some of the frosting that I couldn't fit into the piping bag, I'm actually just going to hand frost some of our hearts here and make sure that I utilize all of the frosting possible. So we've got those sprinkles. We've got red, hot pink, and white sprinkles. I know the white sprinkles won't necessarily show up, but it's the thought that counts. And all of these cookies will be going towards my family. I'm going to split them up between my mother, my brother, and some for my wife and I. So we're going to just going to split this. This yielded exactly 30 or 31 hearts. So I'm just going to divvy it up, 10 each, and we're gonna share the love. Oh. Alrighty, what colors should we add in? Red, hot pink, or white?
Hot pink.
Hot pink? Okay. Alrighty, I just made an executive decision and decided that I'm going to decorate my mom's 10 cookies with all hot pink sprinkles. So that way we know whose is whose. You want to sprinkle some? I'm going to let my wife add some sprinkles on and try to scrape out the last bit of icing from the bottom of my mixing bowl here. There we go. I love spatulas because they always give you so much more than what you thought you had buried at the bottom of the bowl. Good job, Lenny. Huzzah! Yay! Okay, so we can set those aside for Mama. And these are all my parchment pieces from yesterday, so I'm... Oh, may I give you that, please? Thank you. Oops, Dobby Dobby. Opening up cabinet doors. My goodness, baby boy. Alrighty, loves. You may notice a bit of a change here. I've changed up how I access my icing. I went ahead and pulled everything out of the piping bag because I could not, the icing itself is too thick, regardless of the fact that had it been room temperature or in the refrigerator, it doesn't make a difference. This buttercream icing has such a thickness to it that it would not go through that narrow Atico tip that I had. On my piping bag. Sorry, I'm just fumbling over my words here. Just trying to reset, and now I've got the hiccups. So, but yeah, we're just gonna use an offset spatula and put it on by hand like we did for my mom's first 10, and Lord knows we have enough icing. So okay, sorry about that, folks. I thought you could see my hands, and it was brought to my attention that you couldn't, so I do apologize for that. I want you guys to see what I'm doing. But yeah, that Atico tip that I picked up at Michael's, it was far too narrow for this icing. Now, if I was working with like a royal icing or something a little bit more with more fluidity to it, that would have been perfectly fine. But not today, not today's project. So, but yeah, I was thinking yesterday about what other cookie cutters I had if I wanted to do this for another recipe, thinking like shamrocks or something, and then those I can send in to my spouse's job and have her share those with the guys, and share those with my buddy Brett, who I absolutely love to death. He's such a sweet guy, and I want to make sure he gets his cookies. So, but I was thinking, so outside of, because this would be a good recipe to share with the guys, and so I might do some vanilla bean shortbread shamrocks, and I was thinking what else. I don't think I've got any Easter eggs. I know I've got Christmas galore on those, but I think that's about it, truthfully. All right, we're gonna make my brother's red. All righty, there's that. And then I've got 9 cookies left for Lynn and I. Hi, Dobby. Hi, baby. Dobby's circling my feet. And I'm wondering if he's thinking that he's got good stuff waiting for him. He does not. No, you do not, my love. These cookies look so festive. Is festive the right word, even though it's not Christmas?
Yeah, I think.
I'm gonna roll with
holiday.
it. Yeah, I was going. Well, yeah.
Well, it's still a holiday for us.
Oh, somebody will let me know down below if that is incorrect. But yes, ha.
You're doing better than I would. I would have already had it like 3/4 the way up my elbow.
Well, I went through 2 years worth of Wilton cake decorating classes at my local Michael's arts and crafts store. This is probably 15, 20 years ago now, and earned my cake decorating certificates and everything like that. And so I know my way around icing and cake decorating and all that fun stuff. And I'd really like to get back into making tiered cakes and things like that. And
You'd be good at it.
Well, thank you.
I've got my certification in eating the cookies.
There's nothing wrong with that too. I don't eat a lot of what I make or bake, so it's.
I really don't either. When you cook savory, I eat.
When savory gets devoured because Bobby, my brother, will come over and he'll join in on the fun and be able to chow down with us. There we go. Alrighty, loves. We've got our red, white, and pink sprinkle cookies all set aside, and everything's ready to be delivered to family, which is wonderful. Wonderbar, wonderbar. Thank you for sharing all those up close, babe. Alrighty. Well, loves, that absolutely concludes day 6 of our 7 Sweets from Cupid series. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us during today's icing festivities, and I'll catch you on the next video. Hugs and loves.